Hi everyone, welcome to BrickVault. This is Mike and today we're taking a look at the new Ninjago set from the Legacy wave, the Ultra Dragon. By the way, LEGO has sent this set for us to review for free, so really appreciate it. Thank you so much to the LEGO group. And always remember that our opinions on every single video, our reviews are always entirely our own. A few quick facts as usual, that is set number 70679, we have 951 pieces in the box, the prices are £80 for the UK market, $85 in the US and €90 in the rest of Europe. Inside the box you will of course find the dragon, 6 minifigures portraying characters from season 1 of Ninjago, their legacy versions, and also a small build for what seems to be an anti-dragon turret. I'm gonna go through all these functions of the set first and then we're gonna jump into the minifigures, so let's take maybe a closer look at the four-headed beast. First of all, this thing is massive. It's the second biggest set in the wave, only being surpassed by the Monastery of Spinjitzu, and at 1951 pieces, it tells you that it might be smaller than it actually is, which is it's not entirely true. Thing is massive, you can see how long that tail is, and if you spread the wings, this thing can take a significant portion of your display, if you decide to display it. Actually, let me bring a few of the dragons from the Hunted season and maybe the previous Ninjago sets, just for a comparison right now. Here is some quick comparison to the more recent dragons from the Ninjago wave. You can see we have the green mecha dragon from Lloyd from Ninjago movie, then there is the Stormbringer from the previous wave, that's the one that comes with the boost upgradability if you get the boost set, our Ultra Dragon for this review, and also the Firstborn, still my favorite dragon from the Hunted season. Actually, the only comparable thing is that the Firstborn and the Ultra Dragon are comparable in size, but other guys you can see they are much smaller, much more sleek. The Stormbringer is much more of a fast, speedy dragon, and doesn't have really big wings or anything. More comparable to the Green Dragon from the Ninjago movie, whereas these guys probably are taking the cake for being the biggest dragons yet designed in the Ninjago waves. And with the wingspan, I think the Firstborn is bigger, just because those wings are much more cool in my opinion. They are pretty much the same material, the same cut for that shape, but the way those wings spread in the Firstborn make it much more menacing, much more cool looking in my opinion, even though this thing has 4 heads. So it's up to you which one you like more. I'm still gonna go with the Firstborn for the looks, but probably for the cool factor, the Ultra Dragon takes the prize. Alright, but what do you actually get for that big of a chunk of a set of a dragon? Pretty much everything here it goes for the dragon except for that small turret on the side. Anyhow, let me just show that turret real quick, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. It's a simple build, just a stand with some extra purple snakes to the sides, and this thing actually tilts a bit, so you can aim when placing this thing on the surface to play the attack scenario for the dragon. That's about it. It's like, what, 50 pieces or something added to that build. Not really necessary in my opinion. I would much more prefer to get more details on the dragon, which we're gonna get into right now. And first of all, the functions that this set comes with. The function, of course, is that similarly to the Firstborn from the previous wave, this thing has, let's say, movability in terms of wings. It's dual function, as I call it. My camera can zoom out as much, but you guys can see that if I get this lever here, it not only moves the wings, but also moves the body of the dragon. So you can get him in somewhat of a landed position when his body is lower, much more, toned down. He's waiting maybe for Lloyd to board it and fly away. But once you move this up, the whole body goes into this fighting takeoff stance, and the wings spread open, allowing you to get this menacing look. Another thing with this function is that you can actually have fun with it with just your right or left hand. You can get your thumb here, and this thing will flap his wings and look like it's flying. So that's pretty awesome. Similar function to that of the Firstborn again, but this thing, because of its hefty size and weight, to be honest, gets your wrist strained a bit more, and it's just much more difficult to operate. But it's there, it feels pretty solid. definitely a cool function they made. It's moving its body and its wings at the same time. You can see how these joints work in that mechanism. It's not that difficult, not that crazy of a mechanism, but pretty clever, and I like the way it turned out. It feels pretty solid, nothing is really falling off. And overall, I'm glad they did that because I like that mechanism from the Firstborn, and this is like an iteration of that mechanism, if we can call that, in the newer set. Alright, let's take a look at some of the detailing, as you guys have seen that how that function works. And the coolest part about it is that those heads, first of all, have printed eyes. Those are non-stickers. Excellent choice here by LEGO. I would have expected for this set to be full-on stickers. The only stickers that I have found to be really noticeable are those scale or carapace stickers on the seating area or the armor area of the wings of the dragon. That's the only thing. This is a sticker and this is a sticker on the other side. Other than that, the eyes are prints. Okay, you have some small stickers here, like for example this, for some also carapace elements, and some like this is an ice head, this is the fire head, so they have the emblems in stickers, but those eyes on the side are prints on a brick, which is awesome. And they are those are the same ones for the middle heads, and we have the blue ones for the outside heads. So we have two types of printed bricks just for the eyes. Now for the heads themselves, they are built in a slightly different fashion. Each one of them is a bit different from each other, which is awesome. So you can see you have the fire head, which has the fangs and more fiery appearance to it, because it breathes fire probably. Then we have the ice head, that's Zane's one, and then this is like icy. I like those elements, they remind me of those kind of a Nexonite's blades of sorts in transparent blue. Then we have the earth head from Cole, of course the red one is from Kai, this is from Cole. Fangs on the front, you can actually slightly change the appearance if you wanna, but I guess that's the way it's meant to look. Each head of course opens up, there's a jaw that's movable, and each head also boasts the stat shooters that you guys have probably noticed, with different stats to shoot from. I'm not gonna shoot them all right now because it's gonna be a massive mess. You get like 8 of them. And we have the lightning head from Jay in actually not blue color because it's gonna contrast with the ice/water head. This one is more in a purple color, portraying the color of lightning. Awesome, great. Those prints are super fun for those eyes. They're a bit reflective. You guys see, you can see some reflections here. And yeah, I think this one is built the best. Like a lot of golden elements and those lightning elements as well add a lot of the looks to it. The sitting position for Lloyd is pretty simple. You just get him, I'm just gonna keep him with his katanas in his hands, why not? Just get him in there, and then you have the dragon steering handle, if I may call it. That is just like a fox thingy, of course, with some chains connected to the heads to steer this thing in your desired direction. Next, behind, of course, the seating position is the mechanism for the wings that you guys have seen already, and then you can see how those wings are made. This is a pretty common thing for Ninjago dragons to have some sort of a polyester pre-cut wings. This one is actually pretty cool because it's a transparent green material, you guys can see, with a non-transparent white blended in along with some gold. So this is actually pretty unique design for that. The Firstborn had, let me just bring him in. This dragon had more of a punched through holes for the design, but no transparency in the wings, whereas the new one has green transparency on the tips of the wings and some of the elements inside, which is really cool. I enjoy that detailing, and I think they did a really good job on that. Here is the thing about the legs though that I do not really like. They are not really ratcheted, so that way you cannot change the angle of the legs. You can see both front and back legs are connected through a Technic crossbeam right there, so there is no way to remove it. There is no way to change the angle, the way they attach the body, which is an unusual case given the fact that comparably to the Firstborn, the legs are on full ratcheted joints, so that way you can do whatever you want with them. It's not the case for the Ultra Dragon. I guess it's because of the size and the way they want to keep the stance of the dragon in each and every situation. The only thing you can move are the actual feet, which are built using the pretty awesome unusual mold for that 3-finger feet that you can connect some claws, like the feet in the front have claws on them to portray his somewhat of a fingers, and the feet in the back do not have them. But that's a pretty solid surface, solid piece to keep the dragon and its weight. in exact position. So maybe they just tested it and they saw that if you add ratcheted joints to the legs, that the dragon would just, I don't know, lay flat, or they won't hold enough of the weight to keep it intact in that stance. That there must have been a decision behind this decision that made the dragon unmovable in terms of legs, which is something that many people may say, oh, I can't really like make fun positions with him, but still you get a really good stance, and the dragon always stands in the exact same way, no matter how you play with it. For the tail, we have the same mechanism as it was used in the green mecha dragon from the Ninjago movie, meaning that there is a hidden, which is actually cool. There's like, if you flip this open, you have a hidden knob of sorts that can whip the tail. The tail is pretty heavy. It is using this different type of joints to keep the weight intact, but it does work well. You can make a happy dragon, no problems. If he's like seeing Lloyd, he's probably flipping his tail just like a Ninjago dog. Yeah, pretty much that's all the movable functions from the dragon. And it's also always worth looking the final last time after you check all the functions, because I still think that this thing looks simply awesome. I still like the Firstborn a bit more just because it more looks like a generic dragon of sorts. I really like that smoke dragon from the Lord of the Rings, from the Hobbit series. That mold was excellent. That Firstborn is somewhat of a similar fashion to it. This is more like a crazy dragon. I mean, four-headed dragon, come on, right? So I don't like it as much in terms of like cool factor, but you gotta appreciate the build being quite ridiculous and working in the way it's supposed to work. So you have the function, it's solid, it's moving in a number of ways, maybe minus those legs. The heads look excellent. We have some prints in this set, which is pretty awesome. And on top of that, there is a pretty solid selection of minifigures that bring you back to the season 1 of Ninjago. So how about for the end of this review, we should actually take a look at the minifigures. I'm not gonna focus too much on the minifigures because those are slightly updated versions from the season 1 of Ninjago. If you look at them, you're gonna remind yourself of the first years that Ninjago was coming out. I just finished completing the entire collection of Ninjago figs in our display cases, and there's a massive gap in comparison, comparing the first season and the early minifigs from that Anacon Drive, for example. Still, those snakes are awesome, but comparing them in terms of printing to the newest ones, say from the Hands of Time or the Hunted series or even Sons of Garmadon, there's a huge lack of printing and stuff, which is something I don't really mind. These figs do portray the ones from the season 1 as much as they can. That's why it's called the legacy version. But anyway, apart from that, we have Wu in his black outfit. That's the legacy Wu, that's the version he's called at. There's a dragon print in the back. He has his Daibo stick. Is that how they call them? Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how they call them. He gets a single face expression as Wu usually does because he only comes with a bird, and there is no really space to cover the back of his head because he's always wearing his trusty hat. So, okay, I like this Wu, but he's not super crazy compared to the other Wus that came along the years. Then we have the ever-appearing Lloyd in his legacy version. He's getting like super similar print to what we had in the first versions of Lloyd back in like, I think it was 2011. And then there is the back print for his emblem. I do like that dragon swirl there, that actually if you look back to front, he kind of comes around his body, like the back of the dragon is in the back and the front comes to the front. Lloyd has, I think, yeah, two-face expressions, but they are super comparable to what we had in the previous minifigs. Let me just fix that Garmadon. And Uncle Garmy is coming in his very season 1 looking, of course, appearance. He's got his very simple dark silver gray armor, dual stack, of course, torsos as Garmadon goes, just some katanas as he usually comes. Face expression is, I think, unique to this guy for the legacy version, but it's just gonna be another addition to the Garmadon lineup. Overall, I think Ninjago movie had better versions of this guy, and even the collectible minifigure series had a better version overall, but still they keep it pretty accurate to what he was appearing in season 1 and 2. Then we have this guy's name Spita, because he spits, he's a snake, he spits. Anyhow, Spita is not exclusive to this set, he's appearing in another set along with the guy next to him, Lasha. They both appear I think in at least one other set. Not sure about the Lasha printing though, I gotta check that. Might be exclusive to this set. They come in very classic weapons from Ninjago, that massive scythe or blade in tan color and just a spear for the guy Lasha. I still like the head for Lasha. I mean, that mold is excellent for the snake head from Anacondrae. And then let's move to the last guy, which is Pythor. Let me just show you his back. Maybe just gonna take it off and show you the back. Yeah, you can see some belt with some stuff on it, but nothing too crazy, if I may. I'll just put it backwards, as always. And Pythor is still one of my favorite molds when it comes to super weird characters from Ninjago. I mean, that snake body is something that actually did age well, appearing in the current set from 2018. It's still a pretty cool mold to have, and the only thing is that they're hard to put on our display stands as they go, because this is such a long tail. Anyhow, he gets an updated print, so might be the best minifigure from this set. You get another Anacondrae update after I think 8 or 9 guys from back in the days, and I like the fact that his head gets full-on print along to his long neck, which is awesome. It's something that I don't think those guys had in their first versions back in the day. Here's the minifigure lineup. Let me just fix them up so you can see one more time. And there you go. Alignment of 6 minifigures plus the Ultra Dragon towering above them. Actually, this shot is pretty cool. You can see how big this thing is, right? Minifigures standing to them. This is still an excellent display dragon. We're not breaking it down for sure, getting the dragon's display ready. The first one's gonna be there, all the Ninjago dragons that we can get our hands on will be there, and this thing is gonna be towering above anything else, except maybe for that firstborn. Anyhow, that's gonna be it for this review, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and taking a closer look at this pretty amazing set, I gotta say. The price is somewhat right. I mean, it's Ninjago, so it's always cheaper than your usual licensed set. And you get a pretty decent display dragon to whatever likes. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of such crazy sci-fi 4-headed dragons, but still this thing does look awesome and is a head turner in the office for sure. Once we built it, everybody was like, pretty much cool set. Yeah, everybody was agreeing that it's just cool in a way that Ninjago cool goes. Alright. Thank you so much for watching again. I appreciate you guys a lot. If you enjoy our reviews, our videos, anything you watch in our channel, including the vlogs maybe, you can always leave a like and subscribe below, and click the bell button if you want to receive notifications for the videos that we make on a constant basis. Thank you so much for watching again. It was Mike, and I'll see you next time on BrickVault. Hey, thanks for watching this video. As always, you can leave a like and subscribe. And also, if you want to support our channel, you can head over to our web store at www.brickvault.toys. You can find awesome models there. All these guys that I have on the table are available in the forms of instructions and parts lists. Every purchase you make supports our channel and also the designers that are working with us on those amazing models. So consider doing that. Thanks so much. And it was Mike. I'll see you again on BrickVault.